Got to stop to feeling so low. And I decided quickly, yes I did, to just
Go down and check
the show. Yeah, they were dancing and singing and moving to the grooving. And just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music, right. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down the boogie, play that funky music.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bottoms Up, Fins Up, the hottest show on the Finstock Sports Network. I am the Hebrew. That's Pops. We're back for episode 23. I almost said beer sports, whatever, but I did not. Pops, what's going down?
Michael, it's good to be here with you, brah.
What in God's name are you wearing on your head?
Well, these are called headphones. And JM Santos, how you doing?
Say so.
I can hear you and you can hear me. So there you go, bro.
All right, so we got some news today. Shockingly, I think the Dolphins waited to make this news announcement because they knew we had a show tonight. Josh Boyer, goodbye. There's the door. Don't let the good Lord hit you or the good Lord split you. Gone as the defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. Your initial thoughts?
It's not a shock. I think McDaniel needed a scapegoat, and I think Boyer was the easiest choice. I mean, let's face it. He lost three secondary guys to ACLs. He lost Byron Jones. Who knows why? He lost
he's a wuss.
The lineman, Agba.
Agba.
So,
some people would call him.
I think he was operating at a disadvantage, but at the same time, exactly right, G-Man. How many times did we have teams in third and long, and we just kept getting burned. He couldn't make the adjustments.
So, I like this. Hire Lovie Smith or Fangio. I'm all in on Lovie Smith and Nick Fangio. Nick Fangio would be my number one pick. He looks good in the aqua. He looks good in the orange. Here's my thing. Before we're going to talk about that, obviously. Goes without saying that the only reason the Dolphins made the Super Bowl is because you and I took our talents to the Finstock Sports Network, which everybody should smash that like and subscribe button. But in all honesty, fan base, you're welcome. Because without this show, I honestly don't feel like the Dolphins would have made the playoffs.
It's not even discussable. I mean, yes.
I'll tell you this, man. Look, you and I saw some outlandish takes between the game on Sunday, which we got to watch together at Cousin Paul's house. Had a great time. Got to see the family. Little pizza, little wings, okay, little chips and dip, if you will, during the game. The boys look good. I was proud as heck of the guys this past weekend. I thought Skylar Thompson balled out. I haven't seen enough of that. I haven't seen enough gratitude from the timeline, if you will, from Dolphin fans. How do you feel?
I think a lot of the lack of gratitude has to do with
we live in a society that people aren't grateful anymore.
The coaching staff.
Oh, sorry.
Four times we let the clock run out because we could not get the play in. I mean, it's inexcusable. I don't care if he's a rookie coach. I get it. But, we had 4th and 1 turned into 4th and 6 at the end. And that was a killer. That was the ball game.
What is this? What is this? To me, the Dolphins didn't make the playoffs. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Did they play wild card weekend or they did not? Look, we love you. We appreciate you tuning in. But if you're going to bring ridiculous, I'll call that. This is a stupid take, in my opinion. Stupid. This is stupid. Who cares? They got in. Doesn't matter how they got in. They got in.
They had to beat the Jets to get in, and they beat them. They beat them. What is
That's my point.
What is Green Tie's point? I don't understand.
Come on, man. Ridiculous. Renee Brown with the apt analysis. Closer game than anyone.
Look at this. Look at this and that. I mean, hello.
The Stephen A. Smith of our generation, Renee Brown. Flores had the same record but didn't get the help. So what? Like, who cares? One got the job done. One didn't get the job done.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I don't get that take just because he had a totally healthy defense. Okay. He had Jones, he had Holland, he had the other Jones, he had Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have Tyreek Hill. I get it, but he had more than enough weapons. You know what? Hey, Blue Man, if they didn't start off 1-8, maybe he would have gotten the help at the end.
Dolphins are light years from winning the Super Bowl. We're not even talking about Super Bowl. Like, it's not even being brought up. You know, that's the problem, Pops, with our fan base is these people have these thoughts. We're not even talking about that. We're not even like, give us a chance to say that like we're Super Bowl bound. All we're saying is I'm grateful for this season.
But we do love G-Man, though.
Oh, we love him.
We love G-Man. Love him to death.
Okay, he's a family member. He's a part of the extended family. For Passover dinner, he's invited. He can't come over, but he's invited. He's invited.
I'm the Flores thing just doesn't float. I mean, that's done deal.
It's done. Like, forget that. And this is the thing, right? People say about the Super Bowl, right? You can argue if they had Tua this past weekend, they win that game. You won't convince me otherwise. You will not convince me otherwise. Okay. If Tua was playing on Sunday, they win that game.
Well, if Mostert's playing, we have a shot to win the game.
Agba, Brandon Jones. What does the defense look like with Brandon Jones? How about instead of playing Keon Crossan, who should not be playing corner at all, maybe you have Nick Needham. Maybe you have True Williams. Maybe you have I can never remember the kid's name that they picked up. He used to play for the Vikings, who got hurt like 12 hours after them signing him.
Vernon something.
What is it, Xavier Rhodes? Is that who it was?
No.
I don't know. Whoever they picked up, they couldn't stay healthy.
Okay, so, you know, the bottom line is defense was wiped out, okay? And G-Man, good point. We're going to get – thank you, True. But we'll get to the thing about Tua. We'll get to that in a few minutes. I'm just saying, Boyer was working with a handicap, but you know what? I think he had enough weapons to make some adjustments. You got to make some adjustments, and he just couldn't do it.
I love the firing. I love this move by Miami.
I don't want anybody fired.
No, absolutely not.
Stephen Silas. But
well, Stephen Silas for the Rockets needs to go about 6 months ago, but that's besides the point. No, my point is I love this move by Miami because they're not playing around. They're not wasting time. They're saying we don't. Oh, hi, Bo. Hi, friend. Hi, Bo the dog, the mascot, the official mascot of Bottoms Up, Fins Up. Hi, friend. No, I'm saying I love this move because they identified the fact that they didn't have their guy. And I love this take. Love it. Alex Brown saying that Aaron Rodgers could be a Dolphin. I don't hate it.
Okay, so, here we go. Chris Greer said Tua isn't.
He didn't say that. He did not say that. This is coming from doctors. This is information given to Chris Greer.
But Chris Greer is freaking dumb. I agree with G-Man. I think Greer is the next one to go.
Nope.
I think Greer is the next one to go.
What are you blaming him for? What? Oh, I'm sorry. He went out and got Tyreek Hill. Oh, I'm sorry. He went out and got.
Okay, 20 years he's been with them. Okay.
I feel you.
You know what? Okay, what did he do wrong? Let's go to 2019. Tua, uh, Nachos Libre. What the hell was that guy's name? Is the cornerback?
Who are you talking about?
Number 9.
Oh, Noah Ingambani.
Yeah. Tua, Noah, whatever you just said.
Legit.
Austin Jackson. Sorry.
I feel like, no, look.
He should have lost his job just for that.
But it doesn't just land at his feet, though, right? You can blame McDaniel. McDaniel houses blame with that game last week. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Part of it. Yes. But there's also mitigating circumstances in that game. Why are the refs telling them that it's a first down on that play at the end? That's the reason why they ran out of time. Now, why are you changing personnel? That's another conversation for another day. All I'm saying is, for the first time in call it forever, the Dolphins have some hope with their roster. Now, you can argue Tua, is he healthy? Is he not healthy? That's besides the point. I definitely think they are going to look to upgrade the quarterback position in this offseason, though. I do. I got a weird feeling.
But are they going to look to upgrade QB1, or are they going to look to upgrade backup QB?
I think it depends, man. There was a report that came out today that they're going to end up looking at this kid from Florida, Anthony Richardson, in the draft, who's supposed to be a late first, early second. I'm telling you what I'm saying.
Doesn't do us any good. We have neither.
I'm just telling you, you can buy those picks.
If Aaron Rodgers comes to the Dolphins, first of all, most important.
Come on.
What number is he gonna wear?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm getting broken down. Teron Armstead. Oh, yeah, a top 10 left tackle in the league who manned up nearly the entire year. Worst GM in the league. No, trust me, if you're a Texans fan, they have the worst general manager in the league. You could do a lot worse than Chris Greer.
That's true.
Drafting Noah after giving X a new contract and signing free agent Jones, one of the dumbest picks. The team was in a major rebuild. I get it. I totally get it. But I'll tell you this, Dad, Pops. Running it back next year with this team, you could do a lot worse with worse rosters in the league. This is a playoff-bound team next year, 100%. It all depends on the quarterback.
But to answer G-Man's comments about the money side,
find money.
Well, no, what I read today, and you can believe all the stuff you can read, whatever, but they're allegedly going to be reworking Tyreek Hill, Armstead, Xavier Howard, Bradley Chubb. Okay.
You're going to rework those. You're going to have money when you let go of Bridgewater. You're going to have money when you let go of Gesicki. You're going to have
15. There's 15 million.
Yeah, you're going to have money. Money is not the problem. Good GMs figure it out.
17 when you get rid of Byron Jones.
I think, honestly, this is the last year for Greer. If they don't do something of significance in the playoffs, he'll be gone. My biggest problem with Dolphin fans as a whole, and we don't hold back anything on this show. We give our honest opinions of what we see every day. Dolphin fans, they want to see the place burn to the ground. They want to see this team lose rather than win. Majority of the fans, they love us being in the dumpster. And we're not saying he's a good GM. We're saying he's not as terrible as people are making him out to be. That's my point.
No, but
of a playoff-bound team.
But I do get the feeling that a lot of the fans, not anybody on this, a lot of the fans, I feel, get more joy out of when they lose so they can whine and bitch than when we win. So
yes.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's not the second worst GM in the league. That's just not true. Gesicki will look good in a Texans jersey. I've said it since the beginning of the year. They got a ton of money, and they could do a lot worse. That would be a really good pickup for the Texans, is Gesicki.
And I'll take Tunzel back. So,
yeah, we could do that. We have more questions than answers. Yeah, that's fair. I give that. I think that's apt analysis. Let's go through a list, Dad. You say either sign or pass. Salvin Ahmad is a free agent.
I think I say sign because I'm going to tell you, the last couple of games, he manned up.
Yeah, he did.
He balled out. I keep him over Gaskin any day of the week.
I agree. Justin Bethel, cornerback.
I don't know or care who that is. So see ya.
Teddy Bridgewater.
See ya.
Elijah Campbell.
See ya.
River Craycraft is an interesting name.
Keep. I like that guy.
I like him too.
I like him.
Michael Dieter,
No.
guard, goodbye. He sucks.
Yes.
Sam Eganvon, good special teams guy, depending on what money he wants. I wouldn't mind bringing him back.
Okay.
Clayton Fajanjajum.
No. See ya.
Trey Flowers.
I forgot about Trey Flowers.
Yeah, me too. He made no impact at all. He can go.
Did he play?
Yeah, he did.
See ya.
Let me tell you this. Latest mock draft, taking Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back out of Alabama. Yes, you can go ahead and give me him every day of the week. Eric Fisher is an interesting name. I know he wasn't healthy, but he was signed midway through the year. I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a cheap deal, but what are your thoughts?
I'd like to have him from training camp and see what he's got left.
No, that's my point, is bring him in early. I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Myles Gaskin, you said
no.
you want him gone.
If I'm keeping Ahmed, I'm getting rid of Gaskin.
Gesicki.
No.
Melvin Ingram. Ooh.
If he comes back on a cheap 1-year deal, yeah, I thought he had moments.
John Jenkins, a defensive tackle. I think we're gonna lose him.
Oh darn.
Well, no, but I think because you have to you got to sign Christian Wilkins. We'll get to Wilkins in a minute.
And Seiler,
Zach Seiler. Kendall Lamb, he sucks. He's gone.
He's on the lam. See ya.
Greg
Little. Okay. I think once he gets his neck fixed from turning it so many times as guys blew by him, see ya.
Thomas Morstead, the punter. I thought he was phenomenal this year.
Who's John Lovett?
He's not. That's John Lovitz. That's the comedian. I don't know. I can't figure out why he's playing for the Dolphins.
Well, look, it says right there, John Lovett, fullback.
John Lovitz at fullback. Yeah, he sucks.
Okay, yeah, see ya. Morstead, you got to keep. That guy was good.
Raheem Mostert.
Yes.
You think so?
Unless you're getting Bijan Robinson, yeah.
Would you sell the farm for Josh?
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. For him and Carr coming over together, yes.
Nick Needham.
Yes. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm even saying that because I used to bang on that guy.
I hate that guy.
I did. You got to keep Needham.
Duke Riley, linebacker. He sucks. He can go.
Yeah.
Landon Roberts, who went to what school?
The University of Houston. But I'm going to tell you, I like him. He's a nice veteran presence like Kyle Van Noy was a couple of years ago. But we need to get some linebackers who can run.
Yep.
Jeez. So, no, I don't keep Roberts.
I can't tell if G-Man the Dolphin is a Greer fan or not. We'll determine that by the end of the show.
He keeps it hidden.
Eric Rowe.
If you get Brandon Jones back and you get Needham back, do you need Rowe?
No, I think he's going to be a casualty. Adam Shaheen, he sucks. They couldn't even trade him. Trent Sherfield. That's your guy.
Yes, I keep that guy.
Don't forget about Eazy-E, who they drafted last year out of Tech.
Exactly.
Brandon Shell.
I think it'll depend on what Eric Fisher still got left.
Yeah, I feel that. This is one. Jeff Wilson.
You skipped one. You skipped one.
No, I know. I want to get to him last because he's interesting.
Yes. Yes to Jeff Wilson.
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yes.
I think so too. I think the missing piece to this defense to unleash a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel is Brandon Jones. Because I think Brandon Jones blitzing off the edge opens up a guy like AVG to be more what he does best, which I think he got overshadowed a little bit with Brandon Jones going out. So,
well, plus the fact that, I mean, I like Baker. Okay. He's a good player. Van Ginkel and who's the third? We have Chubb, or however you want to do it. But we don't have. There's a reason why the tight ends killed us this year.
Oh, their linebackers are terrible. Look, I agree with Alex. I think I'm drafting a running back. Selvin Ahmad can go, honestly, if it comes down to it, and so can Jeff Wilson. I would love a 1-2 punch of Mostert and Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama. That's my ideal.
I think you're underestimating Wilson, man. That guy had 9. Why not? If you don't keep Gaskin and you don't keep Ahmed, why wouldn't you keep him?
See, my thing about I don't care about the owner. I don't care about the GM, honestly. Like, don't let this is not personal, right? I'm happy as hell. We had a playoff game this year. Are you kidding me? We haven't had
No,
one.
that's true.
Years.
But now the owner, let's face it, okay, he wants to win worse than anybody.
100%.
But guess what? Thanks to Flores, who ratted him, we lost our first round pick this year. Okay. So you got to think, wow, that owner will do anything for us to win, but you got to be smart. That was just a stupid move.
You do, but he swung for the fences. I give him credit for that.
That's what I just said. I give him credit for
I'm not going to dog him for what he did. I'm
not dogging him. I'm just saying it's the owner wants to win. I think it all comes down to Greer. Greer's the common denominator in this whole thing. Okay. I want to see what they do in the offseason. There you go.
So do I. So do I. And I give him credit for swinging for the fences for Brady and Peyton, because I would have done the same thing. I have no problem with what he did. That's just me.
Now,
and yes, Brian Flores is the reason why the NFL found out about that meeting.
Yeah, Flo was Mike Fiers' brother. Absolutely.
Flo blew the whistle to the NFL about the meeting on the yacht with Tom Brady.
No
because
question.
Ross invited him onto the boat. Okay, now we're talking about the ugly logo. Who cares about the logo? No one cares about the
logo. I didn't know. I do. I don't like the logo. But
I would take Dan Marino back in about 3.5 milliseconds.
I will say this, looking at that second page we were at, there's 3 guys on there that are going to have playtime escalator salaries. You got Tua, okay? Austin Jackson and Noah, I can't cover anybody, to me, would both be cuts.
Sorry. I definitely think they're both cuts. And teams miss. Look, teams miss on all players, not all players. Teams miss on players all the time. That's not the problem. Identify the problem and get rid of them. Now, you can make fun of Noah Ingambody, but he also had that pick in the Pittsburgh Steelers game that got them literally into the playoffs. Without winning that game, they're not in the playoffs this year. And people are going to bitch and moan about, you went to the playoffs and you didn't win.
See, that's not the point of not winning. But I think for as many times as Noah got burned and we would lose, I think that one interception, I don't think you can – I know you're kidding, but no, that was a wasted pick. Sorry.
No, I'm not. No, I just said he's going to be cut, but I'm saying without him, we're not in the playoffs. If you don't pick that ball, who knows what happens if you end up losing that game? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And for the people out there that want it, let's get to the Tua talk. Tua is expected to be the starter for next year. We have to talk about this. Here's my big question to everybody listening right now. First of all, thank you for spending your Thursday night with us. We greatly appreciate it. My question to everybody out there, this is very simple. If you want Tua to not be our starter next year, give me a viable replacement.
Okay, so I have the same question, but just in a different way. Okay.
He called Flo Ross and Beal. We're fine. Who's Beal?
Bradley Beal?
I think so. They were the ones breaking rules, and you wonder why your team hasn't had a playoff in over 20 years. That's not true. They made it 6 years ago, so not sure what you mean by that.
Well, Ross and Beal got suspended because
Oh, Beal, his guy. Yeah. Okay.
because
I don't know who he was talking
once again, Flo, the rat, is the one who blew the whistle on him.
Yeah.
So who's going to get suspended? The two guys who were there, Ross and Beal.
Okay, so they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years. That's fair. It's a
Okay.
new regime. Listen, you have a brand new coach who made a playoffs in his first year.
Hey, the Cowboys won a playoff game the other night for the first time in how long?
Yep.
So, I get it. There's lots of blame to go around. But here's the question. Let's say Tua decides, you know what? I'm young. I have a wife. I have a child. Blah 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 blah. I'm going to retire. Okay, which is the same question you're saying. My question to put out there to people is, realistically, what do you do? What do you do?
Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, those are the two names that come to mind immediately. Garoppolo, because he has familiarity with Mike McDaniel.
Okay.
You probably have to draft a guy too. Look, or I got to tell you, man, I like Skylar Thompson.
Not as your starter, you don't.
No, but as my backup, I think he has earned the right to compete for the backup spot. But I asked the question that I asked because there's not a better option that will cost you around the same amount of money that you're going to end up paying Tua next year. Tua was literally the highest rated quarterback in the league before he got hurt.
Okay, so next year, let's say he stays, okay? You're looking at 22.4, okay?
Yep.
How much more do you think Lamar Jackson would cost you?
Oh, you want to talk about injuries? Because he literally just missed his team. He just missed his playoff team. His playoff game. Are you kidding me?
But his were more.
You're going to get $200 million plus.
I'm asking you a question, is all I'm saying.
I wouldn't do it. Hell no.
How much of Derek Carr? How much of Derek Carr's contract would we have to absorb? I mean, if they cut him,
it's
then
gonna take. I don't hate JM's.
JM's got a good point.
I don't hate Gardner Minshew. I don't hate that at all.
But do you think Minshew, and I think he played really well this year, he might be looking for a starting job somewhere?
Oh, my God.
Serious question. Forget Tua's health. Are we convinced he is the guy? He folds like a cheap suit in December. Okay, all I'm going to say to that is, since he hasn't played a full season in 3 years, we don't know that to be true.
He also, first year with Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle's only getting better, and all of his guys. I'm just like, the negativity is so just ridiculously annoying, like through our fan base.
Is it legit? Is it legit?
No,
it's a legit question.
No, it's not.
Why?
Because Tua is the guy. Period. Like, everyone needs to accept that. Until your GM changes, he is your guy. And McDaniel's already said it 110 times. If he's healthy, which the doctors have told them that he's not more susceptible to concussions, Tua is your guy, period. And there's not a better option out there. You want to go get Aaron Rodgers? That's a better option. I'm for Aaron Rodgers. You want to go pay that contract and lose Christian Wilkins, lose other key pieces to this team? Because I sure as hell don't.
No, but I tell you, I think Aaron Rodgers,
you got to get a better backup quarterback.
Would be a nice segue until we get our first round picks back. Yeah.
No, I'm with it. Let me ask you a question. Would you take Aaron Rodgers if it cost you Christian Wilkins?
No.
You're not going to be able to get both. You're not going to be able to keep both. Would you rather have Christian Wilkins and Tua or Aaron Rodgers?
I think you can play with the numbers and move them around, I think Rodgers would have to, redo his deal.
He's not going to. That's the whole reason why he wanted he forced Green Bay into that situation, was to get more money. Yeah, people are saying there's no way. I'm not doing that. There's not a shot. Okay, so if Aaron Rodgers is off the table, no one wants Brady, and you're going to have to give up multiple draft considerations. To me, again, improve QB2 to help QB1. And no, it cannot be what's his name? Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy's gone.
No. And I think he showed why.
I think Minshew's a viable
I
option.
think he showed why he's been with 5 teams. Bridgewater's gutless. Sorry. You know what? He said, Rodgers is you know what? He didn't break the finger. He had 2 weeks of rest, and he still sat there last Sunday in his little parka looking as uninterested as anybody can be. So we agree on that. Bridgewater's gone. Okay, Thompson is still the 3rd string quarterback next year. Okay.
They're dysfunctional. How are they dysfunctional? I don't even know what that, like, I know what it means, but justify that. Like, how are they dysfunctional? Why? Because they went to the playoffs this year? Because they have a stud at head coach in Mike McDaniel? Because they've gotten guys like Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb and Xavier Howard and Christian Wilkins?
Well, I think what he means is, if you look at a lot of these teams,
answer the question,
who have been consistent: Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Buffalo's 1-0. Neither is Cincinnati. You can argue they've had more success. I hear you. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Bengals have all won the same amount of titles within the last, 20 years? Yeah, 20 years plus. Nothing. 0.
Yes, but I would trade that.
He's a stud head coach. Ridiculous.
The Bengals were in the Super Bowl last year. I would give anything for our team to be in the Super Bowl. Yes, absolutely.
Do you think Mike McDaniel's a stud at head coach? Do you think
stud? No. There's one stud in this. It's Don Shula. Okay, Shula's a stud. What do you mean? No, he's got the most wins ever.
No. I'm not talking about Shula.
7 Super Bowl. No, I'm not giving anybody a stud after 1 year, and a guy who showed, just like the players, he's got stuff he's got to improve on.
He does, absolutely. But you're not going to. You think if we fired him that he wouldn't have a job in 2 minutes?
He's not a stud, not yet. He's not a stud yet.
A C? A guy who goes to the playoffs in his first year ever as a head coach. You gave him a C? Come on.
They were 9-8. I mean, barely over 500.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't.
If you're gonna grade him, then yeah. Okay, what about the guy in New York?
Brian Daboll?
Yeah.
Coach of the year.
Why?
Because he's now in the second round of the playoffs and won a road playoff game. This backed in is such a, come on. It doesn't matter. Backed in, fronted in, sideways in, ran over 3 other cars to get in. They still got in. Doesn't matter. Still in. Like, that's the 26 degrees of separation with sports fans now, that it always has to be a this, a that. They were in. They were there. They were in the dance.
Well, that's right. And you know what?
They technically finished 9-8. You don't count a playoff loss towards the record, but that's besides the point.
I give him a B, maybe a B minus. But I tell you what, he has injected a lot of enthusiasm back in the fan base.
Yeah,
I think he's put an exciting product on the field, and he's got to keep improving. There you go.
This key guys missing. Good God, man. Tell you. First of all, love the fire on the timeline tonight. Comment section's on fire.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And some people will think that we're arguing with G-Man. We're not. This is friendly banter. This is what we do. This is what you and I do. We mix it up a little bit.
Right.
Okay?
But G-Man just nailed it. Okay. A lot to learn, which is
100%.
right. But
100%.
if you look at what he's saying right there,
He's right.
it's he blue G-Man, let's take a picture of this. He nailed it.
No, he's right on
Good
that.
coach, but he has a lot to learn.
A lot to learn, but I love the start. I love that he's now going to bring in his own guy. He's creating his own staff. Two guys, Vic Fangio, Lovie Smith. Those are my two guys. Fangio is number one. Find a way to get him here.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What is the big love fest? That man hasn't been anywhere longer than 3 years. Okay. Why? There's got to be a reason why.
Who are you talking about?
Fangio.
It's the
And
NFL.
Lovie Smith
it's
looks
the
like
NFL.
he should be on, some old sitcom. That guy's done.
It's
He's
an
done,
look,
dude.
the NFL stands for not for long. Okay, so let's ask this question again, Pops. Let's get rid of McDaniel. Who are you going to hire that's better? After 1 year, you're going to give up a guy.
I think all he's saying is
how bad of a
he's not a great coach yet. He's not a great coach yet. Okay? That's all he's saying. We're not saying get rid of him. No.
There's somebody on this network who is quoted as saying, fire Mike McDaniel and hire Jim Caldwell. One of the dumbest takes I have ever heard in my entire life. Honestly, one of the dumbest takes I have ever heard in my entire life. And I have to wear this stuff because I purchased it. So it is what it is. I don't hate it. It's a logo. It's still my team. We still love them to death.
Here, G-Man. There you go, baby.
I'm telling you, baby.
Greasy, Zonka, Shula, Marino. There you go.
I hear you. This has been another episode of Bottoms Up.
That's right. Sanford and Son. That's what
I'm telling you. Don't call him a stud. Well, you know what? You got two studs on this show tonight about talking in what my opinion is a stud head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. Mazel tov on a phenomenal year by the Miami Dolphins. Some people think differently. Some people thought they were going to the Super Bowl in the first year of a brand new head coach. Myself, the Flying Whale, Pops, we thank y'all so much for joining us. Tonight, tonight we are going to go off the air with the Flying Whale. Pops, any final thoughts before we put this season to bed?
I think overall, I give the season a B minus. Okay, what's going to tell me how serious we are is not only who they bring in as a defensive coordinator. Okay, you got to figure out. You got to replace. Here everyone's going to say, "Oh my God, the secondary sucked." Nobody cares about Patrick Surtain. Once again, they had 3 guys missing, but I think he's on the way to building a nice staff. You got Madison, you got Welker. I want to see who he brings in. I'm going to tell you who they need to bring in as their linebackers coach is Brian Cox. Okay, I forgot what team he was with, but that guy was. We went into Buffalo with Brian Cox one year. And he's shooting the finger as he's coming out of the locker room. There's a picture of it somewhere.
Look,
I like Brian Cox a lot as a linebackers coach. Yes.
You know what? By the way, low standards, my standards make the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. So yes, okay, that was my bar for this year, and they succeeded it. And you know what? In all honesty, I don't say this to many people. If all you want to do is be negative, this is not the show to come on and just post your negativity because we don't have time for it. I'll be honest with you. If you don't want to watch the show anymore, this is what you're going to get every week. Okay? We are not for everybody. This is our opinion. If you just want to be negative about the Dolphins, wrong show. You can miss it. You can go check out the Bandwagon or whatever shows you guys want to listen to where you can whine and bitch and moan about the Dolphins. You can miss both of us with all that because we're done with it. Like, sorry, it is what it is. If you just want to be negative, you don't tune in every Thursday at 8:30. Sorry. If that's all you want to do is be negative, there's the door. This has been another episode of Bottoms Up, Fins Up, proudly a part of the Finstock Sports Network. Pops, phenomenal job by you tonight, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you to all of the guys, G-Man and Santos, and thank you guys for being loyal listeners and making this show what it's supposed to be, fun. Thanks to everybody. We appreciate you. Fins up. Get it going.
See y'all next week.